Hey, my name is Scotty, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to sketch this cafe scene right here using my loose ink and watercolor sketching technique. Now we're going to start with the awning. If we visualize this page being split up, so if this is in the center point, let's go a little bit to the right of the center and put a dot. It's not very far away from the side of the edge of the page. Top left quarter of the page, we go about halfway across there, almost a third. This should be the same length but down. So we've got that angle. Go straight across, and you can just take your time doing these lines. There, and connect those dots up now. Okay, now, the next we're going to build our little shapes. So we're going up about 2/3 about here. Come out a little bit and up. Now let's connect those points. All our vertical lines are perfectly vertical because this is 2-point perspective. Straight down, remind yourself to go straight for the vertical lines. Go across here, right in the middle it's divided up. Now we have to work around the sketch. Just a little bit on the left, we go up and put a dot up there. So at that point there, that's about 1/3 from the awning. Here, that's where that pipe finishes. Comparing it to the edge of the page or the border, the outside of the pipe, and then follow that down. This time I won't turn, let's see how we go. Let's put a slightly angled line. Perhaps it's a cellar underneath. 2 dots just above this point, one there. Now let's outline this sign. Piece of metal there. The sides of the page here, center. Go across a little bit. It sits inside that awning. Put a dot there. And that is that top of that seat. And let's just draw a line. 1/3 of the way down from the chair, an arm like this. So about halfway where the seat is, we come down and we're angling it back up that way. This plant will add some really random outlines here around this. Looks like a vine. To connect that up this way. So the window, I'm just looking where it cuts onto the sign. So there's a point about there, and then almost halfway there's another point. Perfectly vertical down to those points, vertical down. So they should be all parallel. I'll keep going down. This next ledge here, same angle as that window. And we cut in that like this, and then we'll arch down close to that line up there. And let's continue that side of the sidewalk going up like that. Try and draw 2 lines following that angle, roughly showing you how to do perspective. Just copy the same perspective as the table you've done. Or first go around the head, so around the top of the head, about in the middle we'll put the nose, and then the back of the hair, and down like that. Here, and the shoulder coming down, and the front of the body. Come down for the eye, just join it down like that, and then come down from the eyebrows and just connect it, add in the eyes for the shadow on the nose of that lady. Then there is the rest of this detail, the line here, outline of the windows. I'll just add a line there. Well, they're called vines. So here's the A. And with these lines you can make them very light and have little gaps. You don't have to have it a solid hard lines. And then we have this section here. Outline those letters. Just outline them first and add in any things that are in the center of the letters. Some more detail there, and just work our way down. Adding the detail there too. Add the lettering in. Following this angle here, let's follow those lines like that. Once you get to halfway, I start looking at this one. And make sure that distance is even the whole way across. So I have my round 10 brush, and I'll be using that with my Winsor & Newton watercolors. So I have cadmium red there. This is patience. There's so many details in this sketch. So around the letters, and obviously we're not going to get it perfectly around the letters, but we're on a border. So I'm going to do that. Bit of a richer red there. You can leave little gaps between sections, it's always nice. The lettering. Come down. See, it's a bit more orangey compared to the red that we had before. Tiny bit of Payne's grey. A dark reddy brown. See the gap I left in between? When you go down one, just put one the same length but in the middle of that gap. Make my brick shapes all the way down. If you get that burnt sienna, and we'll add that for the skin. Often good to do that when there's no other colours around it. And we can get Payne's grey now. Payne's grey, whenever there's black. I'm going to put a dark bit there. Downpipe. down the downpipe. We can add that lighter grey. Something in the background here is light grey, even the floor. And let's put a few strokes here. Some hints of grey there. So if I grab some burnt umber, so I'll use cerulean blue. We're in the same colour. Very darkest areas. So around there like that. Some just impressionistic strokes, and that will make it look like it's reflecting. I'll use Viridian green, see how that looks. And I won't add it solid, too solid, white around there. Yellow ochre, because there's some tables that are yellow ochre. Again, and we're going to add in those tabletops. Pull that down. There's almost like reflections of the lines. And some dots, and that will give a texture to that area. So you can work in a bit of that, because it's dry. So I'm going to put ultramarine in, add a bit of permanent rose. These edges of the window sills will also be in shadow, so let's start there. It needs to be a layer. That's better. Down the side, left side of here where we said there was shadow. The light will be blocked from the top edge. So much detail here. Down the bottom here, this edge, because it's around the corner so the light can't get in there. But I just want to add some light shadow here. I don't want to take up all of that reflection we had in the window. And I'm going to add just under here, the darker spot. Just going to add a few more bricks that are more saturated. Make it interesting. I'm using my Uniball Signo white pen. You could use a Posca pen or any white pen you have. The lettering, there was white, so now I'm doing that. Not as clear as in other sketches because there's so many details, but just on the top right hand side, add in a few, or maybe on the corners of these bricks too, reflections in the glass. So that's how I sketched this cafe scene using ink and watercolor. Hope you enjoyed the process and followed along with me. If you'd like to see the full version, which you can actually follow the steps more clearly, and I have some theory, that's over on my Patreon membership, and you can get the reference there as well, and you can post your sketch and join my community, really lovely community there. Otherwise, there's another tutorial here right on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.